If you've been following along for this series on generational wounds, you know that we've covered everything from the greatest generation up through the betas. And here's the thing. We're all here on this planet right now. The greatest generation all the way to the betas. That's a lot of generational wounds and a lot of generational strengths. The greatest generation, still here. Silent generation, yep. Definitely those boomers. X's, Y's, Z's, the alphas, the betas. We are all here for this brief moment in history, sharing the same room. We don't share the same story or the same wound, but we do share the same planet, the same family system, the same chance now to choose differently. And this question makes some people uncomfortable and might even trigger you, but what if they never really wanted to fail to begin with? What if they didn't mean to hurt you? Every generation did what they could with what they knew. Some chose silence, others image, some chose work, others chose independence, while the newer ones chose language and exposure. None of that means there was no harm. It just means the harm had a history for why it came into being. And to add another uncomfortable question, do you believe that love can fail? This is the part of the conversation that asks for maturity. They may have loved us and failed us. Both can be true. They may have tried but still caused harm. They may have done their best but still not have been enough for you. All these things can be true, and that truth does not destroy love. It makes love honest. But what if love failing wasn't the end of the story? There is a line from Master Yoda that keeps coming back to me. The greatest teacher failure is. And maybe that's where we are right now. Not at the end of the family or humanity as a whole, but at the part where we finally stop defending the failure and start learning from it. Because failure can lead to wisdom, but only when we stop pretending it was success. So now the question is, what do we keep from all this? We keep the endurance, but not the emotional silence. We keep the devotion, but not the self-abandonment. We keep ambition, not the obsession over the image. We keep independence, but not the loneliness that comes from it. We keep language, but not the endless analysis without repair. We keep the technology, but not the loss of our humanity. But lastly, we keep the love and not the control. So what are we finally putting down? We put down the belief that pain makes us loyal. We put down the idea that silence keeps the peace. We put down the need to be right before we are honest. We put down the habit of making children carry adult wounds. We put down the performance, the hiding, the proving, the pretending, the story that says healing is betrayal. Because healing is not betrayal. Healing is responsibility. What if this moment right now is the generation of choice? And not just for the upcoming younger generations, but for the ones who've already existed and lived inside the system. What do we choose that's different? Maybe this was never about deciding who was good and who was bad. Maybe this was about seeing the pattern clearly enough to stop worshiping it. We do not have to erase where we came from. We do not have to hate the people who hurt us. And we do not have to keep carrying the wound just because someone handed it to us with love. A legacy is not only what your family gave you, a legacy is what you decide survives through you. We are all here, right now, living on the same planet, carrying different wounds from the same system. And maybe this is the choice, to honor what they survived, to tell the truth, even though we know it's gonna hurt. But most of all, to stop passing down the things that we no longer wish to carry. The greatest teacher failure is. So take the lesson, and now we can choose what we want to carry forward. Thank you for watching this series. I really enjoyed making it. It was a lot of energy, a lot of inner work, and a lot of dealing with some angry and not so helpful comments. But most of you have been very, very connected, and I appreciate you for being here. So thank you for choosing Remastering Your Life to help heal generational wounds.